How to Overcome Anxiety and Fear Inspirational Audiobook. If you're tired of living with constant worry, the fear has been holding you back, this book is your guide to healing. Step by step, you'll discover how to calm your mind, face your fears, and build a life of confidence, clarity, and inner peace. You're not broken, you're not alone, and your journey toward freedom starts now. Let's begin. The beginning of peace. Anxiety, fear. 2 words, 2 emotions, yet they can feel like entire storms inside us. If you're listening to this audiobook, chances are you've been there. Maybe you're there right now. Heart racing, thoughts spinning, a sense of danger even when you know logically there's nothing to fear. I want to tell you something right now before anything else. You are not broken. You are not weak. And you are not alone. Anxiety and fear are part of being human. Every person on this earth has faced them. But when those emotions grow louder than everything else, louder than your peace, your clarity, your sense of self, it can feel unbearable. But there is hope. This book is not a lecture. It's not a set of cold instructions. It's a gentle hand on your shoulder, a voice in the quiet reminding you, you can heal, you can breathe again, you can reclaim your life. You're not here to fight anxiety like a war. You're here to understand it, gently disarm it, and live beyond it. That's what we'll do together. Why this journey matters. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you felt truly at peace? Not distracted, not entertained, but peaceful, grounded in the present moment, unshaken, safe in your own body. If you can't remember, that's okay. Peace is not gone. It's not lost. It's simply waiting beneath the surface, under the layers of worry, fear, and past pain. This audiobook is about peeling back those layers. Gently, patiently, without pressure. Just one breath at a time. What to expect from this audiobook. Here's what this journey will look like. First, we'll understand what anxiety and fear really are, not just the symptoms but the root causes. Then, we'll explore the patterns and habits that make anxiety worse, and how to reverse them. You'll learn practical tools to calm your mind, rewire your thinking, and build emotional resilience. And most importantly, you'll reconnect with the part of you that fear can never touch, your deeper self. We'll move through stories, science, reflection exercises, and quiet moments of insight. You'll get tools to use every day, even when anxiety feels strongest. This isn't a quick fix, but it is a real path forward. Personal note. Before we begin, I want to say something personal.
I've faced anxiety.
I've been frozen in fear, too. And for a long time, I thought I would never break free. But through learning, healing, and deep inner work, I discovered that anxiety doesn't have to define us. This audiobook isn't just words. It's a companion. And I'm honored to walk beside you. So take a deep breath. Really do it now. In through your nose, and slowly out through your mouth. Let yourself feel this moment. This is where your healing begins. This is the beginning of peace. Chapter 1. Understanding the nature of anxiety. Anxiety is not the enemy. Yes, it feels uncomfortable, sometimes unbearable. It can keep you up at night, make your heart race, leave you frozen in situations where you wish you could just be yourself. But anxiety is not here to destroy you. It's here because your body and your mind are trying to protect you. Let that sink in for a moment. Anxiety is a survival response, not a weakness, not a flaw. It's your nervous system doing its job, sometimes too well. The ancient alarm system. Imagine for a moment that you're living thousands of years ago. You're walking through a forest, and suddenly, you hear a rustling in the bushes. Your heart starts pounding. Your muscles tense. Your breathing becomes shallow. You prepare to run or fight. That's anxiety, or more precisely, the fight or flight response, doing exactly what it was designed to do. Keep you safe in dangerous situations. The problem is, in modern life, we face fewer life or death threats. But our nervous system doesn't always know the difference between a wild animal and a stressful job, a breakup, a financial problem, or a social situation. So it reacts with the same intensity. And sometimes it doesn't stop. What anxiety feels like. Everyone experiences anxiety differently, but here are some common signs. A constant sense of worry, even when nothing seems wrong. Racing thoughts that loop endlessly. Physical symptoms: tight chest, nausea, rapid heartbeat, restlessness. Difficulty concentrating or sleeping. Avoiding situations out of fear or dread. If this sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're human. And the more you understand this response, the more power you have to change how you relate to it. Anxiety is not equal to danger. One of the most important truths about anxiety is this: anxiety is a signal, not a fact. It tells you that your brain thinks something is wrong, but it doesn't mean something actually is. The alarm system in your body can misfire, can go off when there's no fire. And just like you wouldn't panic every time a car alarm goes off outside, you don't need to obey every anxious thought your mind creates. Learning to gently question those thoughts, to say, maybe this isn't true, maybe this is just fear talking, is one of the first steps toward healing. What causes anxiety? Anxiety doesn't come out of nowhere. It's often rooted in past experiences, especially trauma, neglect, or instability in early life. A chronic stress, work, money, relationships, health. Negative thought patterns. Overthinking, catastrophizing, perfectionism. Biological factors, genetics, brain chemistry, nervous system sensitivity. Lifestyle habits, poor sleep, too much caffeine, lack of movement or connection. Understanding these causes doesn't mean you're to blame. It means you can start to take your power back, step by step. The purpose of this chapter. This chapter isn't about diagnosing or labeling. It's about awareness. When you understand anxiety not just as a feeling but as a pattern, a signal, a protective instinct, you begin to create space between you and the fear. You learn to say, I am feeling anxious, but I am not anxiety. And from that space, healing begins. Reflection prompt: pause and think. Before we move on, here's a simple question to sit with. When does your anxiety usually show up? In certain places? Around specific people? During quiet moments? Right before you sleep? You don't need to judge it. Just notice it. Awareness is the first and most powerful tool you have. In the next chapter, we'll explore how anxiety becomes a habit and how to break that cycle with kindness and consistency. You'll learn why your brain keeps repeating anxious loops and how to gently interrupt them. For now, take one deep breath. You are learning. You are growing. And most of all, you are not alone. Chapter 2. The Anxiety Loop, Why It Feels Endless, and How to Interrupt It. Have you ever felt like your anxiety just won't stop? You try to calm down. You tell yourself there's nothing to worry about. But the thoughts keep coming. The tension doesn't ease. And even when the fear fades for a moment, it always seems to come back. That's because anxiety isn't just a feeling. It becomes a loop, a self-reinforcing cycle that your mind and body get used to repeating. But here's the good news. What is learned can be unlearned. How the anxiety loop works. The anxiety loop has 3 main parts. 1. The trigger. Something sets your mind off. It could be anything. A thought, a memory, a sound, a sensation. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's subtle. You may not even notice the trigger consciously. 2. The reaction. Your body responds. Heart rate rises. Muscles tense. Breathing shortens. Your brain starts scanning for danger. Thoughts spiral. What if something's wrong? Why do I feel this way? I need to get out of here. 3. The reinforcement. This is the key. You respond to the anxiety in a way that unintentionally reinforces it. You might avoid the situation. You might seek reassurance. Or you might try to push the feeling away with distractions or self-criticism. And each time you do, your brain learns. This is something to fear. So the next time that same trigger shows up, the loop starts all over again. Faster, louder, more automatic. Why it feels endless. The anxiety loop feels endless because it feeds itself. Anxious thoughts create anxious feelings. Anxious feelings create anxious behaviors. And those behaviors tell your brain the threat is real, even when it's not. Over time, your nervous system becomes hypersensitive. Even small triggers can feel like emergencies, and your mind keeps scanning for anything that might go wrong. That's exhausting, but it's not permanent. Breaking the loop, step by step. To break the anxiety loop, we don't need to get rid of anxiety. We need to change how we respond to it. Here's how you begin. 1. Awareness without judgment. The next time you notice anxiety rising, pause. Say to yourself, "This is anxiety. It's just a loop starting." Don't fight it. Don't feed it. Just notice it. Like watching a storm from a window, you don't have to run out into the rain. You just need to observe. 2. Name the thought. Anxious thoughts often start with what if? What if I mess up? What if they don't like me? What if something bad happens? Try saying, "I'm having the thought that." For example, "I'm having the thought that I might fail." This small shift creates space between you and the thought. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. 3. Stay in the present. Anxiety pulls you into the future, to things that haven't happened. The antidote is presence. Feel your feet on the ground, and name 5 things you can see. Take one slow, deep breath. Right now, in this moment, you are safe. 4. Change the pattern, not the feeling. Instead of trying to eliminate anxiety, try changing your response to it. If you usually avoid, try staying. Even for 30 seconds longer. If you usually criticize yourself, try offering comfort. If you usually distract, try breathing through the moment. Each time you respond differently, your brain learns a new way. You're literally rewiring your mind. A gentle reminder. This isn't about being perfect. You'll still have anxious days. But now you'll understand what's happening. You'll be able to pause, to choose, to interrupt the loop. That's not weakness, that's courage. You're teaching your mind and body a new story. I am safe. I am capable. I don't need to fear the fear. And every time you choose that story, even in a small way, you reclaim your power. Reflection prompt. Take a moment to think. What's one situation where you notice anxiety looping? Now imagine, just imagine, what it would feel like to face that situation with calm, curiosity, or self-trust. That's the direction we're heading. Coming up next. In Chapter 3, we'll dive into the physical side of anxiety, how your body holds fear, and how simple daily practices can calm your nervous system and create lasting inner peace. For now, take one breath. Place your hand on your chest. And remember, you're not stuck. You're learning to move forward. Final note, this audiobook is based on the full ebook version of How to Overcome Anxiety and Fear Inspirational Audiobook, which is available now on Amazon KDP. You can find the link in the description below. Just copy and paste it into your browser or search for the title on Amazon. If you found value in this audiobook, please consider supporting by grabbing the ebook. And don't forget to leave a review. Your feedback helps others find this message of hope and healing. Thank you for listening. This is Book with SALEEM. Stay strong, stay inspired. Chapter 3. Calming the body, the physical side of anxiety. Anxiety doesn't just live in your mind. It lives in your body. And sometimes the body feels it first, even before you realize what's happening. A racing heart, tight shoulders, shallow breathing, that uncomfortable tension in your stomach or chest. These are not just symptoms. They are signals, your body's way of saying, something doesn't feel safe. The problem is when you try to think your way out of anxiety, but your body still feels under threat, your efforts don't stick. That's why calming the body is a powerful and often overlooked part of healing. In this chapter, you'll learn how to reconnect with your body, release built-up tension, and send a message to your nervous system that says, it's okay, you're safe now. The body's role in anxiety. Your body is wired for survival. When it senses danger, real or imagined, it activates your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight mode. In this state, your body increases your heart rate to pump blood to muscles, slows digestion to conserve energy, tenses muscles in preparation for action. a heightened senses to detect threats. This response was perfect when we needed to escape predators. But now, a traffic jam, a difficult conversation, or even an uncomfortable thought can trigger the same response. The key to calming anxiety isn't to ignore these signals, but to work with them. Learning to feel safe again. To truly manage anxiety, your body needs to feel safe, not just think it. Here are powerful, evidence-based ways to calm the nervous system and gently bring the body back to balance. 1. Breath as medicine. When you're anxious, your breath becomes short and shallow, often in the chest. This reinforces panic. Instead, we practice deep belly breathing, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. Try this now. Place one hand on your belly, one on your chest. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, feeling your belly rise. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat for 3 to 5 rounds. Even 60 seconds of this can lower your heart rate and calm the mind. 2. Progressive muscle relaxation. Anxiety tenses your body, often without you noticing. Progressive muscle relaxation, PMR, helps release that tension one muscle group at a time. Try this. Start at your feet. Tighten your toes and feet for 5 seconds. Then release. A move to your calves, thighs, stomach, hands, arms, shoulders, face. With each release, feel the tension melt away. This teaches your brain that relaxation is safe and possible. 3. Grounding techniques. When your thoughts race, grounding brings you back to the now. The 5-4-3-2-1 method. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. Simple but powerful. It brings you back to your body and the present moment, where anxiety cannot live. 4. Movement and motion. Anxiety is energy. If you sit still for too long, that energy builds up and feels overwhelming. Gentle movement helps release it. Go for a walk, especially in nature. Do light stretching or yoga. Shake out your arms and legs. Dance for a song even if no one's watching. Movement tells your body, the threat is over. It moves you from frozen fear to flow. 5. Soothing rituals. Your body needs to feel safe regularly, not just during panic. That's where soothing rituals come in. A warm bath, drinking tea slowly and mindfully, wrapping yourself in a blanket, listening to calming music, lighting a candle or incense. These aren't luxuries, they're forms of self-regulation. They remind your nervous system, you're allowed to relax. A compassionate reminder. If your body still feels tense, even after trying these, that's okay. Sometimes it takes time for a body that's been on high alert to learn how to relax again. Be patient with it. Talk to it with kindness. Try saying, you're doing your best. Thank you for trying to protect me. It's okay to soften now. Your body is not your enemy. It's your ally. And with time, it can become a source of calm instead of chaos. Reflection prompt. Ask yourself, what does anxiety feel like in my body? Can you name 3 places where you carry it, like your chest, jaw, or shoulders? Now imagine one thing you can do today to bring comfort to that area. Even a small act can create deep healing. Coming up next, in Chapter 4, we'll shift from body to mind and explore how your thoughts shape your anxiety, how to stop spirals before they start, and how to rewire anxious patterns with clarity and self-compassion. For now, give yourself one more slow breath. Your body is learning something new, and that matters more than you know. Chapter 4. Mastering the mind, shifting anxious thoughts and beliefs. Your thoughts shape your world. They can lift you up or trap you in fear. And when it comes to anxiety, your mind can feel like a runaway train, speeding toward worst-case scenarios, even when nothing's wrong. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. And you are definitely not the anxious stories your mind tells you. You can learn to pause. You can learn to question. You can learn to rewrite the narrative, not with force but with gentle awareness. In this chapter, we'll explore how anxious thoughts work, why they become so convincing, and how to begin shifting them, one small belief at a time. The power of thought. Every anxious feeling starts with a thought, even if it happens so quickly you don't notice. The thought might sound like, what if something bad happens? I can't handle this. They'll think I'm weird. I always mess up. These thoughts trigger your body's stress response. And the more you believe them, the more intense the anxiety becomes. But thoughts aren't facts. They are mental habits, patterns your brain has practiced over time. And just like physical habits, they can be rewired. Meet your inner narrator. Imagine your thoughts are being spoken by a voice inside your head. A narrator. For many people, that narrator is anxious, negative, or overly critical. It's not because you're broken. It's because your brain has been trying to protect you by predicting danger and preparing for the worst. But protection isn't the same as truth. And if your narrator only ever talks in fear and doubt, it's time to update the script. Common anxious thinking patterns. Psychologists call these cognitive distortions. Patterns of thinking that seem true but aren't. Here are a few. 1. Catastrophizing. Expecting the worst-case scenario. If I mess up this presentation, I'll lose my job. 2. Mind reading. Assuming you know what others think. They probably think I'm annoying. 3. All or nothing thinking. Seeing things as all good or all bad. If I'm not perfect, I've failed. 4. Overgeneralizing. Taking one event and applying it broadly. I failed once. I'll always fail. 5. Fortune-telling. Predicting the future negatively. This will never work out. These patterns create unnecessary fear. But once you recognize them, you can challenge them and shift your perspective. The thought-changing process. Let's walk through a simple, powerful way to reframe anxious thoughts. 1. Notice the thought. Pause and ask, what thought just crossed my mind? Write it down if you can. Bringing it into the open reduces its power. 2. Name the pattern. Is it catastrophizing? Mind reading? Perfectionism? Naming the distortion helps you detach from it. 3. Question the thought. Ask yourself, is this 100% true? What's the evidence for and against it? If my best friend had this thought, what would I tell them? Is there another way to look at this? You're not trying to force positivity. You're trying to find a wiser, more balanced voice. 4. Reframe with kindness. Turn the thought into something more true, more grounded, more compassionate. Instead of, I'm going to fail, try, I'm feeling nervous and that's okay. I've prepared, and I can handle this. Instead of, everyone is judging me, try, I don't know what they're thinking. Most people are focused on themselves, just like I am. These reframes don't erase fear, but they take away its grip. Building a calmer mind over time. Changing thought patterns takes practice. At first, your mind will keep returning to the old stories. That's normal. Every time you pause and gently redirect your thinking, you're doing mental strength training. You're building a mind that's clearer, calmer.
Kinder.
This isn't about controlling every thought. It's about choosing which ones to believe.
Inner dialogue metteurs.
How you talk to yourself in anxious moments is everything. Try replacing, what's wrong with me? With, this is hard, but I'm trying. I can't do this. With, this is tough, but I'll get through it. I'm such a mess. With, I'm human. I'm doing my best. Kindness is not weakness. It's medicine. Reflection prompt. Take a moment now. What's one anxious thought you've had recently? Now try to reframe it, not by denying it but by softening it. What would the wise, calm, compassionate version of you say? That voice is inside you. Let's start using it more often. Coming up next. In Chapter 5, we'll bring everything together as we explore practical daily habits that support healing from anxiety, from morning routines to evening wind downs, and how consistency creates real, lasting change. For now, give your mind a moment of stillness. You are not your anxious thoughts. You are the one learning to heal them. Chapter 5. Daily Habits for a Calmer Life. Big changes don't come from one big moment. They come from small, consistent steps repeated over time. This is especially true when it comes to anxiety. Your mind and body are shaped by what you do every day. So in this chapter, we shift focus from what causes anxiety to what prevents it, the steady habits that build a calm, grounded, resilient life. This isn't about perfection. It's about creating a lifestyle that gently supports your peace of mind, even on the hard days. Let's walk through simple, proven habits that, when practiced regularly, will reduce anxiety and help you feel more in control of your emotions, energy, and future. 1. Start your day intentionally. Anxiety often starts the moment you wake up. Your brain might already be racing, thinking about what could go wrong, what needs to get done, or what you should feel. But you can interrupt that cycle. You can choose to start your day with calm. Here's a powerful 5-minute morning habit. Step 1. Breathe. Sit up in bed. Place one hand on your heart. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Step 2. Check in. Ask, how do I feel right now? No judgment, just awareness. Step 3. Set an intention. Try something like, today, I will stay present. Or, today, I choose progress over perfection. This tiny ritual trains your mind to wake up on purpose, not in panic. 2. Fuel your body with care. What you eat and drink affects your brain more than most people realize. A body that's dehydrated, undernourished, or overstimulated becomes more reactive to stress. Daily support habits. Drink water first thing in the morning. Eat meals with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Avoid skipping meals. Limit caffeine and sugar, especially if you're sensitive to them. And notice how different foods affect your energy and mood. You don't need to be extreme. You just need to be consistent. 3. Move every day somehow. Movement is not just for fitness. It's medicine for anxiety. It helps burn off excess adrenaline, improve mood by releasing endorphins, regulate your nervous system, clear anxious mental energy. You don't need a gym or intense workout. Just 20 minutes of movement can make a difference. Try walking outdoors, a gentle stretching, yoga or tai chi, dancing in your room to one song. Your body wants to move. Let it. 4. Create pockets of stillness. Your day is full of noise, phones, news, social media, conversations, schedules. But your mind needs stillness to stay sane. Silence isn't empty. It's where healing happens. Try building in quiet moments like 5 minutes of deep breathing before a meeting, a few mindful sips of tea without distraction, sitting outside and just listening to the sounds, a short midday pause to check in with yourself. These are not luxuries. They're reset buttons for your nervous system. 5. Digital boundaries equals mental freedom. Constant scrolling keeps your mind overstimulated and anxious, even when you're not aware of it. Set healthy digital habits. Avoid grabbing your phone first thing in the morning. Give yourself 10 to 30 minutes of offline time to start your day. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Choose when you scroll. Don't let your phone choose for you. Have at least 1 hour before bed with no screens. Protect your mental space. You deserve peace, not constant input. 6. End the day with grounding. Evenings are when anxiety likes to come back. You're tired, your guard is down, and the mind starts replaying everything. End your day with a grounding ritual. Simple evening routine. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Do 2 to 5 minutes of slow breathing or a guided meditation. Read or listen to something calming, like this audiobook. Speak to yourself with kindness. I did my best today. That is enough. The goal is to close the stress loop so your body knows it's safe to rest. 7. The weekly reset. Anxiety builds when life feels messy, rushed, or out of control. Once a week, give yourself 30 to 60 minutes to reset. Reflect on your past week. What helped? What hurt? Plan your upcoming week. What needs your energy? What can wait? Set 1 to 2 personal goals for peace. This week I'll take 2 walks. Or this week I'll say no to 1 thing I don't want. When your life is aligned, your anxiety calms down. A gentle reminder. You don't need to do everything in this chapter. Just choose one habit. Start small. Stay steady. This is not about changing your life overnight. It's about creating a rhythm that supports healing one breath, one choice, one day at a time. Every time you choose a calming habit, you're sending a message to your mind and body. You are safe. You are cared for. You are not alone. Reflection prompt. Which daily habit spoke to you most today? How can you include just one calming action in your day tomorrow? Remember, small steps make real change. Coming up next. In Chapter 6, we'll explore the role of self-compassion and self-talk, and how speaking to yourself with gentleness instead of judgment can completely transform how you experience fear, stress, and self-worth. For now, take a moment to thank yourself. You're building a life that anxiety doesn't control, and that's something to be proud of. Chapter 6. Speaking kindly to yourself. The power of self-compassion. Anxiety often grows in silence. Not just the silence around you, but the silence within you. The silence where self-kindness should live, but instead, self-criticism echoes loudly. You know that voice, the one that says, "You're not good enough. You should be over this by now. Everyone else handles life better than you." That voice doesn't heal anxiety, feeds it. But there's another voice inside you, one that's calm, steady, kind. You may not hear it often, but it's there. And in this chapter, we're going to help you find it and begin to trust it. What is self-compassion? Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same care you would offer a friend who's hurting. It's not about pretending things are fine. It's not about being soft or lazy or unrealistic. It's about saying to yourself, "This is hard, and I still deserve kindness." Dr. Kristen Neff, a pioneer in self-compassion research, breaks it down into 3 powerful parts. 1. Mindfulness, acknowledge what you feel without exaggerating or ignoring it. 2. Common humanity, remember you're not alone in your struggle. Everyone feels fear, pain, and failure. 3. Self-kindness, speak to yourself gently, especially when you're hurting. These 3 together create an emotional foundation where healing becomes possible. Why self-criticism doesn't work. Many people believe being hard on themselves will make them stronger or push them to improve. But science and lived experience says the opposite. Self-criticism increases anxiety and depression. It triggers shame and avoidance. It reduces motivation and resilience. It keeps you stuck in fear, not moving forward. Self-kindness isn't weakness. It's strength without the self-harm. Transforming the inner voice. Let's look at the difference your inner voice can make in anxious moments. Old inner voice. Why are you like this? You always ruin things. New inner voice. This is tough, but you've been through hard things before. You're doing your best. Old. You shouldn't feel this way. New. It's okay to feel this. Let's breathe through it. Old. You're so broken. New. You're healing. That matters more than perfection. The goal isn't to fake confidence. It's to speak to yourself like someone worth caring for, because you are. A simple daily practice. Here's a practice you can use anytime anxiety hits. The self-compassion pause. 1. Notice the pain. I'm feeling anxious right now. 2. Normalize the pain. Many people feel this. I'm not alone. 3. Nurture yourself. May I be gentle with myself in this moment. Repeat this in your own words, out loud if you can. Let the words be soft. Let them sink in. What would you say to a friend? One powerful tool is this question. If someone I love were feeling what I'm feeling, what would I say to them? Now say those words to yourself. This works because we're often more compassionate toward others than toward ourselves. But healing begins when we bring that same compassion home. How to build a kinder mindset. Like any skill, self-compassion gets stronger with practice. Here are small ways to strengthen it daily. Write yourself a kind note. Something short like, "You're allowed to rest." Use affirmations, not forced positivity. Gentle truths like, "It's safe to take my time." Forgive yourself for being human. Everyone struggles. Everyone learns. Replace should with could. Instead of, "I should be over this," try, I could explore why this still hurts without shame. Bit by bit, these changes reshape your mental landscape. Less war, more warmth, a truth to hold on to. You do not have to earn your right to kindness. You don't have to be anxiety-free to be worthy of compassion. You are already enough, even in your struggle. The more you accept this, the more your nervous system relaxes, the more your heart softens, and the less power fear has over your life. Reflection prompt. Write this question down. What do I most need to hear when I feel anxious? Now answer it. Write a note, a phrase, or even just a word that helps you feel safe and seen. Keep it somewhere close on your phone, mirror, or journal. Let it be your anchor when the storms come. Coming up next. In Chapter 7, we'll explore how to face fear and take action anyway. Because anxiety may never fully disappear, but it doesn't have to hold you back anymore. You are braver than your thoughts. And in the next chapter, we'll prove it. Chapter 7. Facing fear and taking action, how courage is built. Anxiety whispers, don't do it. It says, you'll fail. You'll look foolish. You're not ready. It's persuasive. It sounds like protection. But it's not protecting you. It's shrinking you. If you've ever felt stuck, frozen, or like you're living half your life out of fear, you are not alone. And this chapter is for you. Because courage isn't about having zero fear. It's about choosing to move forward, even with shaky hands and a nervous heart. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of it. The nature of fear. Fear is not your enemy. It's a built-in survival system, kept your ancestors alive. But your brain hasn't caught up with modern life. It can't always tell the difference between a life-threatening situation and a mildly uncomfortable one. So it overreacts. Public speaking, reaching out for help, saying what you really think. Your brain sometimes sees those things as danger. But those aren't dangers. They're growth edges. And you don't overcome fear by thinking your way out of it. You overcome fear by walking through it. Fear versus danger. Here's a game-changing question. Is this fear protecting me or preventing me? If you're in real danger, fear is useful. But if fear is stopping you from living the life you want, it's time to challenge it. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could realistically happen? What's the best that could happen? What's most likely to happen? Reality is almost always less scary than our imagination. The confidence myth. Most people think they need confidence before they act. But that's backwards. Action builds confidence, not the other way around. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to be willing. Every time you do something small that scares you, you prove to yourself, I can survive this. I can grow from this. That's how courage is built, like a muscle, one repetition at a time. Exposure, leaning into discomfort. In psychology, exposure therapy helps people reduce anxiety by gently facing what they fear, in safe, manageable steps. You can do the same. Let's say you fear social situations. Instead of avoiding them completely, 1. Start with eye contact and a smile. 2. Then try a brief hello. 3. Then a short conversation. 4. Then gradually work up to group settings. Each step tells your nervous system, this is safe. You can do this. Avoidance keeps fear alive. Small steps shrink it. The 5-second window. Fear has a short fuse. When you feel the urge to act, but hesitate, your brain starts talking you out of it within seconds. Mel Robbins calls this the 5-second rule. If you don't act on an impulse within 5 seconds, your brain will kill it. So when you feel that do it moment, count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Send the message. Make the call. Step into the room. Speak your truth. Courage grows in those 5 seconds. Fear as a signal, not a stop sign. Next time you feel fear, try seeing it as a sign that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. A sign that you're about to grow. A sign that something matters to you. Fear doesn't always mean no. Sometimes it means pay attention. And sometimes it means keep going. The power of tiny acts. Courage doesn't have to be dramatic. Can be a getting out of bed on a hard day. saying no when you used to say yes, saying yes when you used to say no, asking for support, taking one small action you've been avoiding. Every brave step, no matter how small, is a message to your mind. I am not powerless. I can do hard things. You don't have to do it alone. Facing fear doesn't mean going solo. In fact, sharing your fear with a friend, therapist, or community often reduces its grip. Saying it out loud takes away its shadowy power. Courage grows best when nurtured together. Reflection prompt. Think of one small fear you've been avoiding, something not dangerous, but uncomfortable. Now ask yourself, what's one tiny action I could take toward it this week? Who can support me as I take it? Write it down. Set a reminder. Then count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Coming up next. In Chapter 8, we'll explore how your relationships affect anxiety and how to set healthy boundaries, communicate your needs, and surround yourself with support, not stress. You're doing something powerful. You're not letting fear run your life anymore. And that is real courage. Chapter 8. People, Boundaries, and Anxiety. Creating safe connections. Anxiety often doesn't just live in our minds. It lives in our relationships. How we connect, communicate, and set limits with others deeply affects our peace of mind. Some people drain our energy, trigger our fears, or misunderstand our struggles. Others lift us up, help us feel safe, and remind us we're not alone. In this chapter, we explore how to build relationships that support your healing, and how to set boundaries that protect your mental and emotional well-being. Why relationships matter in anxiety. Humans are wired for connection. When we feel accepted and understood, our nervous systems calm down. We feel safer, stronger, and more resilient. But when relationships are tense, dismissive, or overwhelming, anxiety can spike. The good news? You have the power to shape your social environment. You can choose who to spend time with and how to engage with them. The power of boundaries. Boundaries are like fences for your emotional garden. They help protect your energy, communicate your needs clearly, prevent resentment and burnout, create safety and respect in relationships. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's self-care. Common boundaries to consider. Time boundaries. Limiting how much time you spend with people who drain you. Emotional boundaries. Not taking on others' emotional burdens or guilt. Physical boundaries. Protecting your personal space and comfort. Digital boundaries. Controlling how and when you engage online or by phone. Conversational boundaries. Steering away from topics that trigger anxiety or discomfort. How to set boundaries effectively. 1. Know your limits. What feels okay? What feels too much? 2. Be clear and direct. Use I statements. I feel overwhelmed when. 3. Stay calm and respectful. Boundaries don't have to be confrontational. 4. Expect pushback sometimes. Not everyone will respect your boundaries right away. 5. Reinforce them consistently. Boundaries only work if you honor them yourself. Communicating your needs. Anxiety can make it hard to ask for what you need out of fear of rejection or judgment. But healthy relationships thrive on honest communication. Try these tips. Practice saying things like, I'm feeling anxious and need a little space right now. Use simple, clear language. Remember, your needs are valid. And notice how people respond. Supportive people will respect your honesty. Building a support network. Surround yourself with people who listen without judgment. Encourage your growth. Respect your boundaries. Celebrate your victories, big or small. Are patient with your struggles. Quality matters more than quantity. Even 1 or 2 safe people can make a huge difference. Letting go of toxic relationships. It's hard, but sometimes the healthiest choice is to distance yourself from people who consistently dismiss your feelings. Create drama or stress. Don't respect your boundaries. Drain your energy without giving back. You deserve relationships that nurture, not harm. Self-reflection. Your relationship check-in. Ask yourself, which relationships make me feel safe and supported? Which ones increase my anxiety or stress? Where do I need clearer boundaries? Who can I turn to when I need help? Write down your answers. Awareness is the first step to change. Reflection prompt. Identify one relationship where you want to set a new boundary or communicate a need. What is one small, specific thing you can say or do to create that change? Coming up next. In Chapter 9, we'll dive into the essential role of mindfulness and meditation. Powerful tools that help calm the mind and anchor you in the present moment. Step by step, you're reclaiming your life from anxiety. And each chapter brings you closer to lasting peace. Chapter 9, Mindfulness and Meditation, Anchoring Yourself in the Present. Anxiety often lives in the future, in the what-ifs and maybes swirling in your mind. It steals you away from the present moment, pulling you into fears that haven't happened yet. But peace lives right here, right now. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools that help you anchor yourself in the present, calming the mind, soothing the nervous system, and breaking the cycle of anxious thinking. In this chapter, we'll explore how to bring mindfulness and meditation into your life, step by step. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness means paying attention, on purpose, without judgment, to what's happening right now. It's about noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they come and go, without getting caught up in them or pushing them away. When you practice mindfulness, you train your brain to step back from anxiety. You become an observer instead of a victim of your thoughts. Benefits of mindfulness for anxiety. Research shows mindfulness can reduce worry and rumination, lower stress hormones, improve emotional regulation, increase resilience and calmness, enhance focus and clarity. Mindfulness doesn't make anxiety disappear overnight, but it changes your relationship with anxiety, making it less overwhelming. Getting started with mindfulness. You don't need a quiet mountain or hours of free time. Mindfulness can be practiced anytime, anywhere. Try this simple exercise. 1. Find a comfortable place to sit or stand. 2. Close your eyes if you're comfortable or soften your gaze. 3. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling the air enter and leave your body. 4. Focus on your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest or belly. 5. When your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breath. 6. Practice for 3 to 5 minutes to start. You're not trying to stop your thoughts, just noticing them without judgment. Meditation, a focused form of mindfulness. Meditation is a practice where you set aside time to focus your attention, often on the breath, a sound, or a phrase, to cultivate calm and awareness. Here's a simple beginner meditation. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose, and slowly out through your mouth. Repeat a calming word or phrase silently, such as peace or I am safe. When your mind drifts, gently bring it back to your breath or mantra. Start with 5 minutes daily, then gradually increase. Using mindfulness in daily life. Mindfulness isn't just for formal practice. You can weave it into your everyday moments. When washing dishes, feel the water and soap on your hands. While walking, notice your steps and the sounds around you. When eating, savor each bite, noticing flavors and textures. Pause before responding in a conversation, taking a breath to center yourself. These small moments add up, building calm and presence throughout your day. Mindfulness when anxiety strikes. When anxiety hits, try this. Stop what you're doing. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Name what you're feeling. I'm noticing anxiety. And notice where you feel it in your body. Focus on your breath or a simple phrase, this will pass. Remind yourself that feelings are temporary, like clouds moving across the sky. Overcoming common challenges. I can't stop my thoughts. That's normal. Mindfulness isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about changing how you relate to them. I don't have time. Even 1 minute counts. Start small and build. I feel restless. Try mindful movement like walking or stretching. Reflection prompt. Set a goal to practice mindfulness or meditation for 3 to 5 minutes daily this week. Notice how it feels before and after. What changes do you observe in your anxiety or mood? Coming up next. In Chapter 10, we'll explore the importance of sleep and rest in managing anxiety, and how to create routines that help your body and mind truly recharge. Each new habit you build is a step toward freedom. You're doing incredible work. Chapter 10. Sleep and rest, recharging your mind and body. Anxiety can feel like a storm inside your mind. Restless thoughts, racing heart, endless worry. But the quiet power of sleep and rest can be your anchor. Sleep isn't just about shutting down your body. It's a vital process where your mind and body heal, recharge, and reset. In this last chapter, we'll explore how quality sleep and intentional rest can help you manage anxiety, and practical steps to improve both. Why sleep matters for anxiety. When you're sleep-deprived, your brain's emotional centers become overactive. Your ability to regulate stress decreases. Anxiety and worry intensify. You become more sensitive to triggers. Simply put, poor sleep fuels anxiety, and anxiety fuels poor sleep. Breaking this cycle is key to feeling calmer and more balanced. Understanding your sleep cycle. Sleep happens in stages, from light sleep to deep sleep and REM dreaming sleep. Each stage is important for physical repair, memory, and emotional processing. When anxiety disrupts sleep, it's often hard to enter the deep, restorative phases. Creating a sleep-friendly environment. Set yourself up for better rest. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Use your bed for sleep only. Avoid screens and work in bed. Limit caffeine and heavy meals close to bedtime. Establish a calming pre-sleep routine, like reading or gentle stretching. Healthy sleep habits. Sleep hygiene. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Avoid screens at least 30 minutes before bed. The blue light tricks your brain into staying alert. Try relaxation techniques before bed, such as deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation. Limit naps to 20 minutes earlier in the day. The power of rest beyond sleep. Rest isn't just sleep. It's giving yourself permission to pause and recharge throughout the day. Take short breaks during work or study. Practice deep breathing or mindfulness during these pauses. Allow yourself to say no when overwhelmed. Engage in activities that bring you joy and peace. What to do when sleep feels impossible. If you're lying awake, anxious, and unable to sleep, try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. Repeat. Get out of bed and do a quiet, calming activity like reading until you feel sleepy. Avoid checking the clock. Remind yourself that rest, even without sleep, is beneficial. Seeking help when needed. If anxiety and sleep problems persist, it's okay to seek professional support. Therapists, sleep specialists, and doctors can offer tools, therapy, or medication if necessary. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Reflection prompt. Tonight, create a simple bedtime ritual. Turn off screens early. Take 3 deep breaths. Repeat a calming phrase like, "I am safe. I will rest." And notice how this changes your ability to fall asleep. Final thoughts. Overcoming anxiety and fear is a journey, one of courage, kindness, and persistence. You've learned to understand your anxiety, face fear with bravery, build healthy relationships, and cultivate mindfulness and rest. Remember, progress isn't perfect. Setbacks happen. But every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. You are stronger than your anxiety. You are worthy of peace, and your best days are ahead. Thank you for trusting this journey. Closing words. Thank you for taking this journey with me, for opening your heart, facing your fears, and stepping toward freedom from anxiety. Remember, healing is not a straight line. There will be ups and downs, but with each step, you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You have within you the courage, the strength, and the peace you seek. Keep nurturing yourself with kindness and patience. I'm honored to share this path with you. If this book has helped you, please consider sharing it with others who might need it too. From my heart to yours, Book with SALEEM. Stay brave, stay hopeful, and above all, keep moving forward.